In the past 10 years we've gone through quite an amount of combat uniforms. We started out with cheap airsoft brands all the way up to the genuine Cry Precision ones and practically everything in between. We have even tested some beta phase samples to give feedback to certain brands. So our unique insights in this industry and the experience that we've built is definitely beyond the average user. Now, quite some time ago we started using the Direct Action Vanguard combat uniform, and this video will be all about it. So what we will cover is one, we will go entirely over the combat trousers, we will go over the combat shirt, which I'm wearing right now, and now you're probably asking yourself, am I even wearing pants? I'll leave that question open to you. And finally we will go over our personal use and findings of both, and whilst doing so I will also talk about some special insights that we've gained from our experience in this market. As most of you probably already know, Direct Action is a European brand. But aren't USA brands better? Brother, what do you think?
Well, this time I actually have a small note about this because we discovered, because of the fact that we have a web shop, here in Western Europe most people have this idea that USA made products are the best of the best available, which has mainly to do with their immense efforts in marketing. Yet what we've come to realize over the years is that quite an amount of American guys buy European made gear through us and are satisfied with it. So whereas Europeans mainly look for USA products, Americans seem to do the same thing with our European products.
A typical case of the grass is always greener on the other side. Before we continue, make sure to subscribe and hit the bell button to stay notified. Also make sure to comment down below to help us with YouTube algorithm. Above that, go have a visit at ReconBrothers.com to get this uniform and other products from Direct Action. This way you get both a good product and support our channel. All your support is appreciated. A quick disclosure, our relationship with Direct Action started many years ago, whereas we began using their products ourselves and then became an official retailer. We take in stock and we can also have them made on demand if you have trouble finding some of their products. A couple of years ago we bought ourselves their entire multicam uniform for personal testing, and quickly after that we also got ourselves the RAL 7013 version, which is basically the Ranger Green version of their Vanguard combat pants. As always, we aim to give you an objective approach throughout this video up to the point where we will talk about our personal opinions. And also, there was no financial involvement in the making of this video whatsoever. We've used these on various occasions, of which tactical courses, airsoft events, during hikes in the mountains of Switzerland over here, during ranged sessions, which we do regularly of course, and then at last also something new that we've done lately, which is called combat archery. For starters, unlike most products made by Direct Action, these uniforms are not made in Poland but in Vietnam. Not that it matters, but just that you're aware of it. Let's begin with the trousers and what they are made of. First and foremost, the material that is used for these is a 50-50 NICO ripstop fabric. Whereas NICO stands for nylon cotton, in this case it is a 50% nylon, 50% cotton blend. This blend uses the best properties of both fibers, whereas nylon provides exceptional durability and cotton provides additional comfort. A property of this material is that it falls under the so-called no melt, no drip category, which means that it doesn't melt into your skin and also makes the flame move slower such that you have more time to put it out. Ripstop refers to a reinforcing technique that makes the fabric more resistant to rips and tears. It is not 100% secure though, as tears can still happen amongst the seams, but it does prevent from holes becoming bigger in the fabric. Other materials that have been used for these are 100% polyester mesh on the inside of some of the pockets. Then there's also 500 denier Cordura reinforcements on the knees for high abrasion resistance. Furthermore, you can also find 4-way elastic soft shell fabric on these, like Direct Action uses on the inside of their plate carriers. You can also find good YKK zippers on these, which is commonly the case these days on tactical equipment, and also the very classical hook and loops from Velcro. As for stitching, these pants are mainly single stitched, but they also have some reinforced stitching on high stress areas. They are also durable water repellent treated for that water resistance. The multicam version is also NIR compliant to help prevent detection with night vision devices. Both the shirt and trousers are available in adaptive green, black, RAL 7013 aka Ranger Green, fleck tarn, Pencott Wildwood and the official Cry licensed multicam. Now let's go over the features and let's go from top to bottom. The first thing noticeable is that these pants have a slim padded waist, which helps with comfort when wearing a belt. The pants are featured with belt loops that are wide and reinforced, which is great for carrying a belt with plenty of stability. The pants feature a Velcro closure with a zippered fly, which is a very simple design, yet it is not as easy to fix as a buttoned fly. On the back, these pants feature a elastic part below the belt line, which is great for flexibility when sitting down or crouching. It is very durable and also comfortable to the touch. What is immediately noticeable about the design of these pants is that they don't feature any bottom pockets, which of course adds comfort, but also nearly no one uses those anyway, so I presume they left it out because of that. Below that starts the elastic crotch area, which goes down onto the inner thighs up to the knees even, and these allow for an extreme freedom of movement. Back on the front, these pants feature deep hip pockets with a Cordura reinforced edge for your multi-tools or knives, and also interesting, on the inside these pockets are made out of a mesh to help you stay cool. Cool as in temperature, not as in looks. Then on the front there are zipper tie pockets. These have an internal organizer that allow you to carry your stuff with more stability rather than having it shake around all the time. On the side, these pants feature Velcro closed cargo pockets with a stiff elastic opening. The closure can also be velcroed onto the inside such that they can be used as an improvised dump pocket. Also, the inside of these has mesh fabric. Above the knees, the pants are provided with elastic material such that they give when you take a knee, for example. The knees themselves are also reinforced with Cordura material, and they are actually pockets because they can take in the direct action protective pad inserts. And this pocket is also Velcro closed, and also on the inside of these they are featured with a mesh fabric. The back of the knees are provided with a simple Velcro adjustment system for the knees. What's good about this Velcro is that it doesn't come loose as easily as regular Velcro, and also it doesn't catch dirt as quickly as other Velcro does. Then below that, on the side of your leg, the pants feature a Velcro closed pocket on each side, which can just fit a properly staged tourniquet. On the bottom, the ankle closure again uses that special Velcro, and to our surprise this holds very well, much better than other designs out there even. And that's pretty much it for these pants, so now let's have a look at the shirt.
Okay.
Again, we start off with the materials, and just as with the pants, these are made of a 50/50 Nyko ripstop fabric, but also of a Polartec Power Dry FR fabric. This material is fire retardant, moisture wicking, it stretches in 4 ways, and also it feels very comfortable against the skin. Furthermore, it features YKK zippers, and the inside of these pockets are also made of a 100% polyester mesh. The arms are featured with Velcro loops, and below that the elbows are reinforced with 500 denier Cordura. The shirt is mainly single stitched, but it also has some flat seams for additional strength and comfort on certain areas. Again, just as with the pants, these are durable water repellent treated, and also the multicam version has this NIR feature. Talking about features, let's dive into the ones of this shirt. Also, let's go from top to bottom, and the first thing that you can see is that the neck is slightly risen. This doesn't seem like much, but it is actually just enough to be used with a sling such that you don't get abrasion burns when using one. The shirt has a simple zipper closure, and the whole main body is made of that FR fabric that we mentioned earlier. This runs all the way up to the back of the neck and also underneath the armpits. This material is in fact perfect to carry a plate carrier over it due to the properties that we mentioned earlier. Also worth noticing is that the seams on this main body are done with a so-called flat seam. This is not only for strength, but it also avoids pressure points with long usage. The bottom of the shirt is long enough to be tucked into your pants, and what is also noticeable is that the back is longer than the front, such that it doesn't rise out of your pants during all types of movements. The arms themselves are made of this Nyko ripstop fabric, which runs from your neck all the way down up to your wrists. The upper arms are provided with zippered pockets with also that mesh fabric on the inside. Then on top of these there are also Velcro loops for the addition of patches, and this is also with less aggressive loops such that they don't catch dirt as easily, because it can be quite a hassle. And the reinforced elbows can also take the direct action protective pad inserts, yet this is not done on the outside but on the inside of the sleeve. Then at last, on the cuffs we also have that special Velcro which holds really well. Then let's have a moment to talk a little bit about the protective pad inserts from Direct Action. These are very simple in design, they are cheap, and they are made of neoprene. When these are inserted, they are barely noticeable and offer protection against minor bumps or impacts. Of course, these do not offer protection as proper knee pads do, but their protection level is quite enough for most applications actually. They are rather easy to insert and take out, and they are also easy washable. Yet the downside of these is that they don't breathe at all, so you quickly get sweaty knees when using them.
Perfect.
Now let's go over to our personal use and findings, and let's start with the pants again. We have used these a lot in the last couple of years, and despite their simple design we have come to love them, and there are a couple of reasons for that. The pants offer an incredible amount of freedom, which makes them easy to move and do everything with them. And most important of all, they do this without excessive materials, which in our eyes only adds unnecessary weight and also makes them look saggy like those denim trousers from the 80s. Now these don't have a ton of features like some other brands have out there, and what we see in reality is that also only 5 to 10% of people actually use these features, which again in our eyes only adds weight for no reason. These on the other hand offer just enough features for what is required for such pants in our eyes. To give you an idea, there are combat pants on the market that weigh up to 1.5 kilograms with knee pads that are not even entirely fire retardant, which in our eyes is just ridiculously heavy for a pair of combat trousers. Also, when considering taking spare pants with you, 1.5 kilos is a lot of weight. These only weigh 600 to 700 grams with their pads, which is only a fraction of that. The hip pockets on these are pretty hard to access when wearing a belt, which is actually a very commonly overlooked thing by these manufacturers, and maybe it's an improvement that Direct Action can work on. The cargo pockets are smartly designed, and we've used these quite a lot as a improvised dump pocket, which again shows the experience that Direct Action puts into their products. The front thigh pockets are probably the ones that we've used most often, especially due to their internal organizers. This makes them great to store away your phone, or also just to dump in your pistol mag when you don't need it for a moment, stuff like that. The integrated knee pad design on these is not the best in terms of protection, but they are a very well made, worry-free design. Once you've adjusted those straps on the back to your knees, you don't have to think about them anymore. Obviously, if you require more serious knee protection, you have to jump over to external knee pads, because if you land on a rock or a branch with these, you will feel it. For most surfaces, they are quite fine though, even if they are hard surfaces like concrete, for example. As said, these may not be the best solution out there in terms of protecting your knees, but all of them have downsides, even the ones from Cry Precision, as they usually tend to pop out during the action, or at least that was the case with the Gen 3s that we've used. Which is, to be honest, a serious pain in the ass, and eventually you either decide to not use them at all, or tape your knees in such a way that they stay fixed, and that is for pants that cost 500 Swiss francs these days. Moving back to these pants, they are of course starting to show signs of use, whereas some seams are starting to fray and some other small things, but beyond that they are still going strong. Now onto the shirt, we used this one a little bit less than the trousers, but what was immediately noticeable to us when we switched from Cry Precision to these Vanguard shirts was the fact that the Polartec material wicks extremely well and is very comfortable, which of course adds when wearing body armor over it. The flat seams on this main body part are something that you notice when you put it on, but once you actually start using it, it fades away and you don't think about it anymore. The neck height is great for using slings, though we already use slings from Direct Action, which have a material that prevents neck burns actually. But of course, if you use slings from brands that don't know what they are doing, then it is highly welcome. The shirt fits nicely to your body shape, though it can feel a bit tight underneath your armpits, though it is not much of a deal. Some plushing did start to occur on parts of the seams that are of course underneath your body armor, but they are still going strong. Yet there's also fraying on the patch panels of the arms, which can become quite problematic even, so this should probably be something that Direct Action should look into. The cordura on the elbows is certainly useful, though we never inserted the pads into these because who does that anyway? Also, when it comes down to the shirt, we believe that Direct Action did it just right, without too many whistles and bells, which only adds to the price going up. So having said that, what are your thoughts, brother?
Well, what's mainly important to me is that you get a whole uniform for what in most cases is the price of a single pair of combat pants alone. This is for the plain colors, of course. A multicam set would be more expensive, but still reasonable compared to other combat uniforms out there. Also, they look rather simple as some of Direct Action their other products do, but if you know the brand, you also know there's much more going on than meets the eye. And to me, they are definitely worth every buck.
I agree, and what I also would like to add is that the uniform just looks way cooler in reality than on the product photos, so I think that Direct Action should make some effort in creating better product photos. So guys, that's our review when it comes down to the Direct Action Vanguard combat uniform. Let us know your favorite combat uniform in the comments down below, as we are curious for that. If you're looking for the Vanguard products from Direct Action or any other products from them, go have a look at ReconBrothers.com. Guys, make sure to leave a like. Thanks for watching. Make sure to stay cool, keep training, and we'll see you next time again.